Welcome to Bronyville. This is Bronyville, episode number 70. Welcome, everyone. I am your host, Apple Cider. Hello. We are doing a Quixie show here because I'm on battery power. Hello, Sandy.
Howdy.
How are you?
Doing pretty good. That was a good interview.
Okay. That was an awesome interview. You'll hear it later because we'll cut that into different pieces and put it later. Because we have Andy Price, the guy doing the IDW My Little Pony comic on, and he talked a lot about the series, and it sounded awesome. And he had his favorite character and favorite episode. You can listen to that later. But first, Sandy, let's go ahead and run through this real quick. We need our sponsor.
Our sponsor is, as always, We Love Fine. The guys over there use our coupon code Bronyville10 to save yourself 10% off. They're fantastic shirts, and they have added a whole bunch of new ones this last week. Mm-hmm. Let me load some up. They have some College Days style ones. They got the Equestria Daily University. They got some Minecraft Avengers. They got some Vinyl Scratch in the top sellers. And the ever awesome Derpy shoulder bag is still at the top of the top sellers list.
Of course it would be. That is
because
awesome.
We love our wall-eyed gray background Pegasus number 2. All right, so news. Plow through this.
Anything on fire?
Oh, Sweet Celestia, yes.
Oh,
but
no.
We're not going to talk about that right now.
Okay.
I'm just glad I'm not the guy working PR for Everfree Northwest because they've got some sticky stuff that they've had to deal with. But moving on, so Plush Watch, Amazon UK, in the case of the really strange Dash. I will include that link. So some strange plush has popped up on Amazon.co.uk. Featuring Dash, Spike, Dr. Hooves, and Crackle from Dragon Quest. And she has... I really kind of wonder if these are official or they're... I'm going to guess they're probably Taobao seconds, but they're up on Amazon.co.uk. I don't think individuals can list items on Amazon.co.uk or Amazon in general.
You can have a marketplace. So technically, you can have a marketplace that is for things. The only thing is that the marketplace that is being used actually looks legitimate. So
yeah, it's really confusing. And see, I have seen I actually saw one of the Crackles at Everfree Northwest. I saw somebody that had one of them. And admittedly, Crackle's a bit of a weird character to put into plush form, but she's iconically weird enough, I guess, that you would see it. I could see it happening. So they're for reasonable prices, like the Dr. Who's looks pretty good, and it's only £20, which I don't know quite what that translates to.
I think that's like 80 space dollars. I'm not sure.
23 American banana bucks.
I keep eating my banana bucks. They're so delicious.
It says it's in stock, so there's obviously more than one of them. It's really strange. So maybe this is a preview of things to come. Hopefully the Rainbow Dash leaf wings will get fixed. If not, I'm sure the enterprising individuals will be able to make their own. I have already seen people that have taken the larger size $12 plush and redone their mains because little felt strips aren't very cool. So that's really cool. Hopefully that they'll be bringing out a wider range of smaller collectible plushes for fans like us to rapidly devour.
Lettuce feathers. Let's see if those get changed up.
Moving on, we've got the main 6 guys. They released their bite-size update number 11, showing some of the palettes they've got lined up for each of the main 6, including Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy sprites. You've got the main 6 that you've seen so far. You've got Granny Smith Jack, Watermelon Jack, Super Saiyan Barbie Jack, Big Macintosh Celestia, I guess.
An Evil Dark Jack.
Well, then you have like the Pinkie. You've got Inky and Blinky and Surprise and Dark Pinkie. Rarity with Vampirity and the golden hair one. Fluttershy has like 2 variations upon the emo Fluttershy, but also has a derpy shy with the gray blue body and the blonde mane. Mm-hmm. So and also what looks like a Cadence shy with her hair with the pink and blonde. Carrot Top, Rose Luck,
I do enjoy that Fluttershy's number 13 is simply no, 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 no.
Yeah. She's translucent shy. That doesn't work in fighting games.
She's crystal shy. Then there's all Dash, and you can see a Dash, Firefly, OC do not use in game, and Daring Do.
And Spitfire.
Spitfire. Oh, yes. Very cool.
And then, of course, down near the bottom, there's this really funny picture of bacteria. Let's see, what is it? Twiamoeba, Fluttershark, Rare Tadpole, the Pinkphibian, and Rainbow Dash. It's really goofy, really silly, but it's good to see that they're still making good progress on the game, and I continue to look forward to it. Moving on, Bronies. We were recently on the Huffington Post. Apparently, there was a non-awful interview with was on Huffington Post to talk about ponies, and had a couple of the guys from BronyCon and Is Your Laptop Dying?
Here. You know, if
Whoa,
they
hold
say,
on.
for example, we're going to brand you. Everybody here
stuff is playing off of my laptop. That was not supposed to happen. Sorry, my laptop was derping a little bit. You were saying Huffington Post?
Let's see. He was they did an interview that was apparently fairly well received from some folks. Was very highly commented on. Had 1,002 comments, and talked about how gender-neutral toys and how stuff like the new My Little Pony is cross-gender in terms of its appeal. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Huffington Post is kind of a big media thing online. They got bought by AOL.
They're quasi legit. They're pretty legit. I mean, they're no hacker news, but come on.
All right, and so check that out. It's not that long of a video, and seems to have gone pretty well. I haven't heard much wailing or gnashing of teeth about that, so that's good. Moving on, there is a My Little Pony Season 1 poster in the Emmy auction. The auction for the daytime Emmys, 100% of the final sale will support the Academy of Television and Art Science Foundation. Is dedicated to preserving and celebrating the medium of TV and educating those who will impact its future. It is a limited edition. It was a San Diego Comic-Con 2011 without the Comic-Con 2011 writing on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just the logo and has the hub logo, but it does not have the Hasbro Studio or the Comic-Con 2011 or the QR code. Additionally, it is signed by everybody who worked on the let's see. Well, the voice actors.
Yeah, I've got the list. So signatures are Tara Strong, Andrea Libman, Ashley Ball, Kathleen Weislick, Michelle Krieber, Claire Collette, Madeline Peters, Richard Cox, Lita Carr, and Brenda Krochschlau.
Yep. And it is currently at $660
with
37 bids.
Yep. 4 days remaining.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this Wednesday, it's too late for you to bid. But if you listen to it live, you can totally, if you somehow have that bunch of money hanging out and want to get something, then by all means, bid. I just think it's cool that, hey, ponies, they're going to go support the Emmys or something.
Yep, big poster. Looks good. Looks cool. You know, I've got one of the originals that does have the Comic-Con logo on that, but it's neat to see that popping up, and it will. I wonder if there's any comments on this. That's interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. And 100% of the sale price goes to the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Foundation. Non-profit. So, all right, go check that out. That is linked also always on our show notes that you can find over at BronyShow.com or BronyvillePodcast.com. Okay, so that takes us to the last bit. Everfree Northwest, Sandy.
It was a con. First year con. Went all right. Staff was pretty good. Just start off. AC and I attended there as media. We did have a table. We sat behind it, sold a lot of y'all Paris Bright balls, stress balls, met a lot of people, signed a lot of cool stuff, did a couple panels that were really well received. We really enjoyed hanging out with our friends from Equestria Daily, also some of our other friends that we've met and done shows with.
Some other media personnel. It was great to see Dusty again. The Equestrian Inquirer guys were really, really cool.
They were super classy.
The staff I found was mega helpful. Especially the one guy that I can't remember that had the awesome beard. I'm sure he's listening to this and he's going like, "That's me." But yes, I think
it was Tim. I have to look because I took a photo of the guy like this guy right here. He's been super helpful all weekend, and he was. Mm-hmm. So nothing but thumbs up for the staff that we encountered with. Mm-hmm. Beyond that, things went well. I mean, we did a lot of supplemental recording. We got to talk to the CMC and Andrea Libman, which I think we should probably just append them onto this show.
We can.
So that you'd have to listen all the way through because we don't want to release them as a separate thing because it messes up the RSS feed and da-da-da-da. We want every episode to get the maximum amount of attention before we upload the next one. So
all the love.
So I release once a week and on a set schedule.
On Wednesdays, go listen. Go look for us on iTunes, or you can listen to us on Celestia Radio on Tuesdays at high quality. Get to hear it early
at a higher bit rate than we upload.
Yep. And people have been asking also if I have the video. Yes, I just want to do a little cleanup on them, but we'll have those appended to our YouTube channel, and I'll keep you informed when we actually do have the videos up for the CMC and Andrea. So just as an FYI for those that are looking for that.
But I have, I think, in the end, con was a win for us. We got to talk to some people. We got some information. And yeah, we didn't get to go up on stage and talk to the main voice cast. And I didn't even see, I did see more of Tara Strong than her backside on the wrap-up thing. So, in terms of getting access to the VAs, that was a pain and a half, and it just didn't happen. But we did talk to the CMCs. We did talk to Andrea Libman. They were all great, and we're going to work on getting some more access in the future.
Yes, we are furiously at work now to actually get more media access because it was a little frustrating. Our access at the con was pretty much equal to, a regular attendee. So it was a lot of, "Hi, my name's Apple Cider. I got a really popular podcast. Here, take this business card."
Yes,
please call me
tooth
later.
And nail, they can expect that we'll be working on this. Moving on. But yeah, I really enjoyed hanging out with UAC. We get along really well. And it was kind of funny. I was talking to Pinkie, and he was like, "Man, you guys just click." So it's really cool hanging out with you, bro. And hopefully the next event, group hug over the radio.
You know what? I sincerely, after the con, did have a little that post-con depression of just like, Sandy's not here. And all my good new friends are gone. I want to hang out with Serial more. Just that kind of stuff.
Yeah, hanging out with the guys from Equestria Day was really cool, and Serial, he's way down in San Antonio. That's hundreds of miles away. I can't go hang out with him on a whim.
Yeah. So is there anything else there? I do know that there was a little bit of after con stuff that we could talk about that kind of flared up into a drama pile that ended up being fake.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I can imagine that this is, first of all, bronies. We are not that different from any other nerd community. What differentiates us from other cons is the stuff that we decide to focus on. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, when you get a range of people, 1,500 of them from across the internet, not everybody's going to be nice. Not everybody's going to be as sensitive to things that you may be sensitive to. And I'm not excusing it, but I think that there needs to be an expectation that BronyCons are not going to be terribly different in terms of the overall thing. There are going to be lots and lots and lots of nice people, but there's going to be some jerks, and there's going to be some insensitive dolts.
So Sandy, let's break this. I know that you've got a lot of power here. Break this down and tell everyone what happened.
Okay, so And I was like running over this in my head last night because I wanted to talk about it. Basically, after the con, a couple of things popped up. One person made a Tumblr post that got reblogged all to heck, and it was full of this hyperbole and hearsay and really slagged the convention, really slagged a bunch of people, claiming that all this horrible stuff was happening and the con was, the proverbial combination of a ball pit and a slaughterhouse, I guess. I don't know. And for those of us that attended, none of us, we didn't see that. I was behind the table all weekend and I saw the full breadth of the attendees and I never saw anything like it. And it functionally boiled down to this person saw some stuff in some hallways and some people made some jokes at panels in the back that nobody else heard but them. And they decided to unfairly slag the entire reputation of the convention. And as somebody who is involved in a convention, these kinds of things are horrifying from a PR perspective. There was also a second one posted that built upon and clarified and added on to what this other person had stated occurred. And then 2 days later, they're like, oh, by the way, lol, I made it up, didn't even attend. But the damage is done. You don't understand. 1,000 people might have reblogged that initial post going, oh man, look at those bronies, they're so awful. And then when the same person made a retraction a couple days later going, yeah, I really blew it out of position, I shouldn't have posted like that, it gets maybe 50? So that goes back to what I was talking about earlier. Conventions are not going to be these magical lands of love and tolerance. You have to understand there are going to be jerks. Mm-hmm. And
But I will say on the opposite side that I have been to many conventions, and I find that Everfree and BronyCon and everything like that are filled with more people than normal who are exceptionally happy and helpful and nice. I mean, somebody brought it up. Of all the weird stuff that happened at the convention, I think the only one that we really went, hey, come on, dude, was the Pinkamena cosplayer.
Yeah, that and the guy that had the cupcakes cutie mark scarf thing that was going on. Mm-hmm. I mean, those were the two that were really inappropriate, and they were actually talked to by the staff and told to cut it out. But it is like that, and I will agree with you, AC, that for the most part, pony community does trend nicer than your average nerd communities. It's nicer than Trek. It's nicer than furry. It's nicer than anime, I'm sure. Because people have a singular thing that they focus on, and the goal is to be nice to each other and enjoy cute marshmallow horses.
Yay, marshmallow
horses.
So yeah, I think that's the main thing. There's some stuff. I find it sad that it seems like every time after a convention, some form of drama has to explode, even if it's real or fake.
Yeah,
it's kind of blah.
I think a lot of it does come down to the convention scene for this community is, it's not old enough. I'm gonna say it's immature in the puerile, juvenile sense. They haven't been through enough of these cons to know how they're gonna go, and so inevitably everyone's gonna be like, oh my gosh, look at this horrible thing that happened.
Yeah.
This scene is very young. And there's going to be lots of growing pains, and this is just an example of it.
Yeah. All right. Well, Sandy, it sounds good. I got 15 minutes on this laptop.
All right. Let's plow through this real quick.
Well, let's skip emails because we're going to have plenty of the interviews that we're going to do. So we'll push those off to next week. But first, we need to do books. We got fanfic suggestions.
Yes, indeed.
I have the Attack on Fort book. This is a cute little 1,000 words, so it is exceptionally small, but it is exceptionally cute little fic, in which Twilight Sparkle is General Sparkle, and Captain Smarty Pants and Private Canitz must help defend the attack against the nefarious General Shining Armor. It is Battle of Book Fort. It is the fire cannons of pillows at older brother Pony. It is a extremely cute, extremely little short fic here, and it's pretty adorable. So you should check that out. Link is in the show notes. The Battle of Fort Book by Pinkie Pie Princess.
All right, and my choice for this week is called Ponyville 911. If you think Reno 911, you're kind of in the same area. It is a comedy adventure fic by Mr. Moniker. It is currently 18,397 words long, and it's still ongoing. It plenty to read there. It's pretty funny. Check it out. It's two loose cannon cops who refuse to play by the rules.
I'm getting off the force this week. All I gotta do is stay straight-laced, Sandy.
Too bad.
Oh, no. All right. Okay, and there we go. Guys, we're going to do this a little bit differently because we have Andy calling in pretty early, so we're just going to have him do his little interview portion of the show, and I actually only have a little bit of battery power left, so we're going to do a little bit of a modification of our usual format, but we got Andy Price here who is working on the IDW My Little Pony comic that's coming out shortly. Hello, Andy.
Hi there.
How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. Just fine.
It was very much a surprise, and it was, I think, pretty much everyone was very joyous when, they announced that they're like, hey, we're going to do an actual My Little Pony base, Friendship is Magic comic. And everybody was very, very excited about that because there had been, I think the community itself had pushed a lot for that. But before we get directly into that, I'm kind of want to go through the basics a little bit with you. So you do the illustration, you do the artwork for the comic. So give us a little bit of your background, where you came from, school, your work in the illustration, etc.
Okay. Well, my parents sent me here from Krypton, but after that, I've been drawing all my life. I'm a graduate of the Joe Kubert School of Cartoon and Graphic Arts, which is a school that centers primarily on illustration and comic book work. I've been a professional illustrator since 1990. I've done licensed work for DC, Marvel, Disney, all kinds of various companies. And now I'll be bringing to you ponies on a monthly basis.
That you will. The and yeah, how did that come across that you got into this whole My Little Pony thing? Were you interested in the franchise a little bit beforehand, or was this just something that kind of popped up out of the blue?
Actually, it has all been a very fast roller coaster ride. I got into the show probably only about 2 months before the job was even proposed. I was one of those people. I stayed away as long as I could. No, My Little Pony. That's silly. Whatever.
Why would I want to be part of this little kids show? Come on,
Yeah. There's also the thing. It's like the last thing I need is to be hooked on one more thing, And my wife got hooked hard by one or two particular episodes, and then I started watching with her, and I got hooked. And so, like I said, it was all very quick, very whirlwind, and I quickly became a fan, and then the job, fell into my lap not long after.
And was that? I mean, as you said, you kind of you got to it from your wife and everything. Was it just something that there was that Hasbro was putting out kind of feelers and saying like, hey, we're kind of looking at doing a comic, and they came to you guys and said, hey, is anybody interested? And you went, probably.
Well, actually, the writer of the book, Katie Cook, and I have been friends for a number of years, and she became involved in the project, and she brought the project to me, and that was how it came about. It wasn't so much that they had feelers or anything like that. It's that we kind of pushed ourselves into the project. Katie was on board with IDW, and they were just at the beginnings of figuring out what all they wanted to do with it when Katie and I got together at a convention, and she proposed the idea to me, and I immediately jumped on it. I was like, yeah, I definitely want to be a part of this. This is, a fun franchise, a big franchise, big opportunity, and everything along those lines. So that was how it came to be. Okay. And then we just started working with Hasbro and IDW after that.
Okay, that sounds awesome. I do have to say, and I am going to praise you a little bit, right now. But I do like the way that your particular style that you're bringing to the comic. It's close so that you get the feel of you're going for something that is a lot more of illustrative style opposed to trying to stick it very close to the TV show, because that would be. The two mediums are very different. I believe you'd agree.
Yeah, and also as an illustrator, drawing completely on model is kind of mind-numbing and really very dull. Mm-hmm. When all you are doing is ghosting what somebody else has established and you cannot put any of yourself in it, you get burnt out. And that's not what they were looking for anyway. They didn't want somebody to just copy model shots and things along those lines. They wanted a more illustrative approach. I mean, they wanted it to be truer to the comic medium than to the animated medium. So, I for the most part, I have drawn. I looked at the models and everything else like that, and I've got a reference guide from Hasbro. Just to make the audience jealous, I have the official My Little Pony licensing style guide right here in front of me.
Ooh.
They'd kill for this. I know they would.
I'm sure that there'd be many in the community that'd be like, I'd like to flip through that for about an hour.
Oh yeah. But my approach was, I wanted to keep things generally on model, but I wanted to inflect enough of myself in it that I was going to have fun with it too. So,
mm-hmm. Yeah, very, very important that you actually make it so that as a creative medium, there's the importance of kind of sticking close, but not too close to the chest of the original. And I'm sure that Hasbro is giving you a lot of. It sounds like if they're giving you a lot of leeway with the actual art style, they're probably giving a certain amount of leeway to the actual writing as well. So that's going to be a fun thing for us to see moving forward. Oh, yeah. As for just to kind of go through some of the other things, and so that we know kind of your prior works, what other things have you worked on in the past before you've started up this new pony project?
Well, the most recent project that I just finished up was with Boom Studios. I was just doing a comic book digest based on the animated series Word Girl. And before that, my big projects that are out there are sketch cards. I do a lot of sketch card work with both DC and Marvel. I also just finished up some with Dynamite Entertainment for Vampirella and Red Sonja. In fact, I've got a sketch card project sitting in front of me right now for DC. I've also done work for Disney and slave labor graphics based on the Disney's Haunted Mansion. Mm-hmm. My wife and I did a story for the comic that came out a couple of years back. She wrote and I did all of the illustration. And my first comic job was for Innovation Comics, doing a comic book based on the Quantum Leap television series.
Ooh.
So I'm very familiar with doing licensed work,
Mm-hmm. All right, that's very cool. It sounds like you're all over the place with working DC, Marvel, obviously doing the Hasbro IDW comics now. So that's very, very cool on the back on that. So let's see. So there was the announcement. We've got the Friendship is Magic comic coming November. I've got to figure out where I can get it locally to me, because the first thing I think myself and a lot of the other bronies out there, the first thing I went is like, can I order it online? Can I get it shipped to my house? If not, what comic book shop am I going to need to go to try and pick this up?
Right.
You know, because I think we're all very, very eager to see what's going to come of this.
Well, what details I can give people on that? I'm getting a lot of questions regarding that. One thing I have to stress to fans out there, because I'm surprised at how many questions I'm getting. No, you cannot get the book directly from me. I'm not the distributor. I'm just the artist.
Go up to you at a convention and just kind of be like, "All right, here's $3. Can I get
it?" I don't know what countries IDW distributes to. That I'm not positive about. There are a number of online services where people can subscribe to comic books. But if you have a local comic shop, you can get it through there. It will be released in November. The next issue of Previews should have the solicitation for it. Mm-hmm. Previews is the magazine that comes out to comic shops to tell them what books are coming out when. If you subscribe at a comic shop, you'll probably get it at a discount. So it's just a matter of doing a little research for what's in your area as to where you can grab it.
Yeah. Sandy, I know that you're listening right now. We need to look at making that discreet My Little Pony shop that people could order stuff so we can get these comics and send them to people. That'd be a good idea. All right, and just to do this, I just have a little side question. We do have 2 questions that we usually ask people who come onto the show, just so we know a little bit of your background. First off, what is your favorite character on the Friendship is Magic?
So you're asking me who is best pony?
I'm not saying it in those exact words, but if you had to give me a favorite pastel pony, who would it be?
Okay. Well, my favorite of the main 6 is Applejack.
Good choice.
As for overall best pony, that would be Luna.
Oh, you got some. I know that there's a fan in this room that likes you right now for that. Excellent. And is there a particular episode you like the most?
Well, that's a good question. I'd say overall probably. That is a good question. I'd say probably overall, probably the Canterlot Wedding.
Mm-hmm.
But I also love the Paris Sprites quite a bit. I don't know if I've had one that is completely latched on as the one as my go-to. I've watched them all a number of times now, but I'd probably have to say the Wedding.
Okay, excellent. And you kind of did mention a little earlier that you attend conventions and you've got some conventions upcoming. By your website, it looks like Dragon Con's going to be one of those.
Yep, Dragon Con's next, which is next weekend in Atlanta. It's a show that I've done for many, many, many years, both in attendance and as an exhibitor. Monstrous show.
Oh, yeah.
It is multiple city blocks of Atlanta. It's taken over now 5 hotels.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely love. I used to live in Atlanta, and Dragon Con would just take over that city. It was incredible.
Oh yeah. It is a very different kind of convention for people that are only familiar with weekend comic shows. Southern cons started as a very different thing. Once the dealer room closes, everything else is still going on. There's panels going on into the middle of the night. There's dances. There's parties. There's, all kinds of stuff going on. So if you're going to Dragon Con and it's your first time, I kind of pity you, and I kind of am a little bit jealous as well, but because this is a new experience for a lot of people.
Oh, Dragon Con is incredible. I mean, it's one of those things that you go to and you're just like, even as a local, is just like, should I go to Dragon Con that year? There's going to be, an extra 70,000 people in the city, and let's go see. And it's just a wild party the whole time. Just it's absolutely insane. Like I think Adam Savage had a really good point. He said, Comic-Con has its own kind of interest to the fact that it's a lot more like industry types, but Dragon Con is a lot more wild and a lot more costume based and everything like that. It's a whole different kind of game.
It is. Unlike San Diego, which has basically turned into an industry trade show for kind of, I won't even say pop culture because it's going beyond that. I mean, studios and television are setting up to promote their products, and pop culture is actually getting shoved out of the way. Mm-hmm. Dragon Con is the opposite. It is all fan-based. It's all the fans. It's all what they like to do. It's all based around them rather than the industry itself.
Yeah, there's so many like the costume makers and everything like that. I recall fondly going and playing games of Vampire the Masquerade there and just being completely silly. There are maybe pictures of me running around in costume, at Dragon Con out there. So it's a wonderful, wonderful show. And is that the only convention you've got slated at this time?
No, there's Dragon is next weekend. Then later in September, September 22nd and 23rd, both myself and Katie Cook will be at Cincinnati Comic Expo. That's going to be the first show that we're both doing together since the book was announced. That might be my last show for the year. I'm not positive. But I'm also going to be at MegaCon in Orlando next March. So that's everything that is confirmed and on the table right now.
Okay. And I'm fielding a few of our fan questions right now, just to see if they have anything in particular, and of course, being very careful to not get you in any trouble, sir.
Oh yes.
very, very, very important right now. Someone has an interesting question here. This one's from Hinmo242. He says, "Is continuity going to be an issue between this and the show, or is it going to exist as its own continuity?"
It's kind of a difficult question to answer. Basically, what he's asking is, is it going to be canon?
Right.
I'm kind of the opinion that I'm going to leave it up to fans more than anything to decide what is canon and what is not.
Okay.
I will say we are working in conjunction with Hasbro to not repeat things that have been done in the show, not to conflict with things that they have planned. Mm-hmm. Vice versa. So while these are independent stories, they don't necessarily link to a particular timeline or episode within the show, we're not conflicting either.
Right. And kind of another question that someone had that they kind of stated is like, will it follow like particular episodes of the show? And it sounds like you guys are gonna go your own way.
Yeah. We're not tied to anything. We may refer to things that took place within the series, but other than that, we're not tying ourselves down to be restricted. Like I said, we're not within a particular timeline. It doesn't take place between episode A and episode B. It's a lot. We have a lot more independence and clarity within the timelines that we get to play with.
Okay, and let's see. I've got one more, and I'll give one more community question out there, and then we'll let you go, sir, so that you can enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay.
Not keep you on too long. Let's see. The archivist brought up a good one that I can kind of lead into a second. He asked, what type of stories do you plan on telling in the comic? And I'll add a second part to that. With comic structure, are you going to do one full story in the comic per issue, or are you going to look at doing like multiple stories that sometimes pops up?
Well, I can tell you, at least with the first storyline that we have planned, it is a 4-issue story arc.
Ooh.
So one of the things that we have as a great advantage to us within, the format that we're telling these stories in, is that we can expand upon them more so than they can within a 25-minute animated episode. Mm-hmm. We can make the adventure a little bit broader We can go to environments that we have not seen before, things along those lines. So the plan right now is to continue doing bigger stories. I can't say specifically what all is coming up in upcoming issues, but I can say that, we may do some smaller stories, but for the most part, we're probably planning on everything being a little bit bigger and broader.
Okay, excellent. So that sounds like it's going to be for the fans out there that kind of they enjoy the idea of having more adventure based episodes. This sounds like it might be a great opportunity for them to actually get that coming from the comic.
Yes.
Excellent. And the one last question, this is always a fun bit, a fun little balancing act. But of course, we are talking about a series that is aimed for 8 to 10-year-olds. Commonly the age cycle is between 8 to 12-year-old girls, but there is this huge group of overly. Well, okay, maybe overly passionate is a good word. Individuals, males, females of an older, age range that really glom onto the show. So, how are you going about this to make sure that it works for the younger age crowd, but also, is still appealing and interesting to us older folks that are obsessing about it?
Well, I think with the television series, one of the things that made it work so well is though it is written for children. That is their primary audience. It is not written down to children. Nor is the adult humor that's snuck in there done in a gratuitous or fan-servicing manner. It's all done very intelligent. It's all done very smoothly, and that is one of the things that we intend to replicate. I think that is the big key. Also, one of the things that is big key with hitting on adults is that the characters, while being, kind of silly and taken to some extremes, they also have their own character quirks. Each character is a standalone personality. Which is brought forth in the stories and everything else like that, and we intend to do the same thing. So we're trying to capture everything that has brought in the adults, but we're not going to be doing things in the book that is... we've had a lot of requests for getting, we want you to get darker and grittier, and it's like, that goes away from what this show was successful with. And it really kind of goes against the basis of the show too. Right.
You still have to. It still has to be appropriate to the original age range. If you want your dark stories, definitely go that way with fanfic. But the official stuff still has to go down. It still has to be the correct style.
Right. So I think the broader adventure is going to help appeal to the big fans. I think some of the advantages that we have in comics is we can get a little bit broader with the body language, with the physical expressions, with the facial expressions. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think that's what's going to attract, both the kids and the fans.
Okay. All right. That sounds awesome. Andy, thank you very much for your time. If you would like, point us towards where we can find you. I do see you have a wonderful DeviantArt with a whole bunch of a large number of your work there. Not only Pony, but also your some of those oversized sketch cards you were talking about.
Yeah. Yep. You can always find me on DeviantArt, Andy Price Art. All one word. You can also find me on Twitter under the same name, Andy Price Art. And, when I am able to release art, it goes up first on Deviant. So that's the first place you're going to see goodies. Just following both me and Katie on Twitter, you're going to get a grand idea of the kind of humor that exchanges between the two of us. Not necessarily what will translate into the book, but you'll see that we have a very good working manner, you know. So I think the book is going to be just a heck of a lot of fun.
And I'm looking at the issue cover A and B. I'm seeing here's the uncut issue, and there will be 6 different covers for issue 1. Hope you guys are ready for the demand to get all those.
Actually, for issue 1, there will be 8 different covers.
I don't know if
6 of which 6 of which I am doing.
Ooh.
My 6 covers will all form one large continuous image.
Ooh.
Each cover is going to feature, as you can see by the 2 covers that are up there, cover A and cover B. Each cover is going to feature a different one of the main 6, with guest or background characters in it as well. You know, like the Twilight cover has Spike, and also has Celestia, and Applejack's cover has Winona and Vital Scratch.
Right.
And each of the covers are going to be like that. They're all going to link together into one big image. Those covers are going to be available individually. They are also going to be available as a boxed set. So if you're interested in getting it, check with your comic shop or the online comic services to get that. The other 2 covers are going to be guest artist appearances for the covers only. One is being done by Jill Thompson, and the other one, which you can see on Newsarama or Equestria Daily, is being done by Stephanie Buscema, and it's wonderful. She did an excellent job.
Very, very cool. I think I officially am going to have to buy 8 comics coming up soon. That sounds absolutely great. Everybody in the chat room is gasping at this point. So they are all very excited. Well, let me not hold you too long, Andy. Thank you very, very much for your time. It's been a wonderful talking to you. Looking forward so much to this comic book coming up. I think
excellent.
Everyone out there is saying that they are even more excited for what you guys are going to do now. So I think that this is probably going to be a very good success for you guys, and the art looks wonderful, and I can't wait until November.
Wonderful. Excellent. If you guys are at Dragon or at Cincinnati, come see me and get a sneak peek on some of the art.
All right, guys, go find them if you can find them at Dragon or at the Cincinnati Comic-Con. All right, Andy, Thank you very, very much. You have been a wonder, and we will go and hopefully keep in contact with you.
All right, sounds great.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And now, an interview with Andrea Libman.
I actually want to do one thing that's a little bit non-pony related. I know.
All the viewers just laughed.
I told my boss that I was coming up here for a pony convention because I'm that weirdly open with my boss. And one of the things that he loves, and he just got the box set for, was Reboot.
Oh, awesome!
He talks about it all the time. He's just like, I am such a Reboot fan. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm actually going up to this convention, and like one of the VAs there absolutely played one of the characters on Reboot, and he was like, really? So that was kind of a fun little thing. It's been that was like it seemed like one of the first things that one of the first major productions that you were actually a part of.
Yeah, and I'm so happy to have been a part of it because it was such a groundbreaking show. It's such a great show, great writing, and awesome show.
Yeah, it really kind of it was like the first full 3D, and it set the stage. You know, it took so long to create the first, and then they actually it patterned the entire 3D animation scene that kind of showed up after it.
I know for a fact it completely blew my 12-year-old mind.
Yeah.
Did it?
Oh yeah. It's like, whoa, this is so amazing. It's like video games, but a TV show.
Look, you can see forever, and they live in a computer. It's such a great thing.
Does it really work that way?
Yeah. So yeah, it was just one of those fun things, and you've been in so many so many different productions and things like that. Then you come in here and you do you do Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie, which are both Okay, they're pretty awesome. Just for the sound.
Yeah, they're really awesome.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to find the exact words to kind of filter out on that. I know. Well loved, exactly. I actually wanted to see Starry. Did you want to? You had a little something you wanted to do? Oh, yeah. Starry. Well, no.
Okay.
So Starry
Way to put you on the spot, right?
Starry is a massive Fluttershy fan. It is her favorite character.
Yeah.
And
so I did a digital picture and I made prints. So I decided I wanted to give you a copy.
Oh,
So-
wow. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, this little digital print made by Starry Night. She is a major Fluttershy fan, so she wanted to give that across to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you for helping create a character that that cute and lovable.
Yeah, she just absolutely adores that character. So
thank you so much.
Yeah. So as said, it's been kind of fun with the community and everything, and we also have like a ton of people on here. So if any of you guys have a particularly good question, we can definitely ask it to Andrea here. But let's see. I'm trying to see if there is. I mean, how have you? We saw you at BronyCon. We saw you here. You've been interacting a lot with people on Twitter, and especially one of the first things that we did recently was you're doing this bike.
The
push for
Ride
this
to
bike.
Conquer Cancer.
Yeah, go ahead and explain it just a little bit more.
Yeah. So what it is next June 2013. There's a big group of people that'll be riding bikes from Vancouver to Seattle. So it's 200 kilometers. I don't know how many miles that is.
It's about 100.
120 miles.
Okay, that sounds good.
And it's all to raise money for cancer research. And so far, I've raised $5,000, and it's all been through donations online from Bronies. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely incredible. And people are messaging me and saying, I can only give $10, but when hundreds of people only give $10, it really adds up and makes a huge impact. So it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, 100 people drop in $10, then you're perfectly fine on that.
Exactly.
It makes a huge difference on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great. I noticed. I was actually the one that messaged like even before you had any image or anything.
Well,
put
that's
up
it.
there.
I was like not even setting up my account, and so I guess it was you. And then someone's like, everyone better give money to Andrea, and all these donations start coming in. I'm like, I haven't even finished registering.
Somebody, I don't know how it is. Somebody leaked it to me, and I went, "Well, I'm getting firsts on this."
Yeah, well, thank you.
I definitely wanted to make sure that was that was going to be out there.
It's one thing we're really good at. It's helping out charities.
Definitely. Well, the charity auction last night was
super impressive.
Unbelievable. Yeah,
especially for a first year.
Do we know the total yet?
Something around 13,500.
Yeah. I think they were saying at least 13,000 in cash, and they hadn't even counted credit card and those types of things yet. So it's more than that probably.
Yeah,
I checked just earlier. They said it was something like 13,500 some odd dollars.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so awesome.
A huge amount. Yeah.
So we are getting a few good questions in here, and you guys keep them coming, especially if we don't answer them. So which voice actually comes more naturally to you, Pinkie or Flutter?
They're both not really that natural. I think maybe I've done a few characters that probably verge a little bit on Pinkie Pie, but she is just so much more energy. She's always pushing the boundaries of being, how loud or how fast, that kind of thing. So she's definitely out there. And I've never done a character like Fluttershy before.
Just the very quiet and
because,
gentle.
A lot of times they don't have that type of character in animation because it doesn't always come across. So it's really unique, I think, to My Little Pony, and I think that's why so many people are relating to her, because there's not a lot of characters out there that are shy and quiet, because in cartoons everyone's
so
animated and energetic. Yeah,
you're trying to really push out there and make these characters that are bouncy and very much the Pinkie, and yet there's going to be the offering of the Fluttershy.
Yeah,
so that's very cool.
And I know plenty of shy people that definitely relate to that. They're like, oh, I totally dig that character.
Yeah, and I've met so many fans who are really Fluttershy helped me realize that I could come out of my shell, and I'm shy too, so it's really cool.
Yeah. Someone asked, and I know that this is something that got covered before in another one, is that many of the other VAs have said you have this uncanny ability just to switch between Flutter and Pinkie, just kind of really quickly. You can just kind of move between them. It looks like Leon Spectra. Is it sometimes difficult for you to make that switch?
It was when we were first starting out the season, definitely maybe a little bit more, but as you get to know your characters better, it just comes more and more naturally, and these days it's pretty quick.
You just kind of snap to it. And I can just imagine being there in that recording booth when you've got an interaction where it's two characters going back and forth. Like one of the ones where it was very much Pinkie and Fluttershy just talking together, and it's just you just back and forth, just knocking between these two different speaking patterns.
And everyone else is just sitting there looking at me going, "You're crazy."
I just gotta say this every once in a while. She's really knocking it out of the park there. Let's see. Somebody wants a Pinkie Pie message on his wife's voicemail. I might have to charge that for something later. So we have a question. Looks like oh boy, they're coming. Talk boy. Did you ever have a particular interest to get into on-stage acting?
Oh, like theater?
Like theater.
No, thanks.
Hey, that's fair enough.
I love what I do. I love being behind the mic and not showing my face. Unlike right now.
No, no, you're fine. You're fine. The camera's far enough away. You're good. Yeah, that's why Serial's keeping himself hidden. Let's see. I'm trying to see here.
Oh, goodness. Some of these questions.
Yeah, just trying to filter out. So here's a little one, and this kind of moves a little bit into half and half there. Since there has been such kind of a big fan following that's happened from this, I mean, usually with most shows that you're a part of, or many VAs are a part of, you go in, you do the scenes, you might pay attention to a little bit of what happens, but for the most part, you're not really attached to it. Opposed to this show, because it's just gone absolutely out of its brain, you have to kind of be a little bit more invested into it. So, once you kind of gotten to the point where you were going to be more invested and you were going to do more things on the show, what aspects of the show itself do you find, really endearing?
Well, I think the artistry is just beautiful, and I think what's so interesting is just the work that the animators do, and the jokes that they play, and who's going to be in the background. And when we get the script, we don't know, it'll say incidental pony, right? We don't know what they're going to look like, and that they're going to become these fan favorites. So
background Pegasus number 2.
Now we're watching and we're looking to see, and sometimes it's like, oh, I voiced that, and isn't that weird?
Feeling like, okay, this is just random character, but random character to us means this particular character that has said these things.
Well, and I think it just goes to show, the vocal aspect of it is just one part, but then the visual part just brings so much more to it, and you just never know what those crazy animators are going to come up with. Yeah,
and has that as said, usually to some extent your job is a little bit divorced from the you record your lines, they do the animation, and that's kind of dissected. Since you're actually in the Vancouver area with those, has it actually brought you and the DHX team at least kind of, I wouldn't say closer together, but have you been in contact more just because of what's been going around?
Not really,
okay.
But I think, as we've talked about before, there is a unique situation on the show having at least a representative from their team in the studio for records. On most shows, you wouldn't have anyone from the animation team. You just record it, and it's completely separate. So at least we have usually Jason and Woody in the studio to give their input and their vision.
Yeah, that little extra bit of direction.
Yeah, and I think it just makes a huge difference. Really adds to the show.
Sounds good.
Excellent. Let's see. I'll grab one more little one one on here. I'm not sure if you've ever had fans recognize you on the street, maybe out here moving back and forth, but
wow.
that's a little
only after
scenario.
they've seen me for like a day. I can even mill about the dealer's room pretty easily, and no one really knows.
Yeah, you put a few green shirts around, and you're just like, okay, this is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Get to anything. We'll tell you what. Anything in the dealer's room or anything that you've seen today or over the weekend that you thought was particularly outstanding?
Everything. I've seen so many amazing things. I mean, the plushies that people have made, and someone gave me a Pinkie Pie plushie that's incredible.
Fantastic. Oh, those stuff are amazing.
Beautiful. And then the art is just absolutely outstanding. I mean, I'm signing things that are just gorgeous, just beautiful. I mean, this is just one of so many. The artists are just so talented, so I feel lucky to see those things. And then, someone gave me a set of bookmarks that are each of the main 6, and they're gorgeous.
And that's the thing. It's like one thing in this community. It's like anytime anybody from the show comes by, we're like, "Oh, give them gifts, give them gifts. We love you. We love what you do. Here, please take this as a token of our appreciation."
I was gonna say I feel bad, but I don't. I feel great.
No,
I love it.
You should feel great because
I do. It's like Christmas.
Is a bit different, the show people are interacting, they're coming to these conventions, and the fans are just like, quick, let us throw things to them because we like what they do so much.
Well, yeah, it's awesome.
Well, and speaking of giving things, Tim O'Warner on here said, give Andrea a pair of Sprite if you haven't already. So, there's a little. So we made these little special little pair of Sprite balls, little stress balls that have the little cute characters on.
Where's this been all weekend?
We've been throwing them at the crowd, but you're welcome to one. Just
thank you.
A little cute little one. We got a pink one if you'd rather a more pinky one, or if there's a particular color of.
Let's hope they don't take over the convention, right?
Well, we had a box that only had 6 in there this morning, so I mean.
There's at least one accordion, so I think we're all right.
Yeah. Yeah, we can figure that out. So, let's see. A lot of these are a little bit more specific. They're just a lot of fan-specific things at this point.
Come on, guys. You can't ask Season 3 questions.
Yeah, no Season 3. That's dangerous.
Bad.
Yeah, bad.
Screw Loose asks, is that MGWTF Philwell's local lady?
Yeah.
Local to you.
Yeah, local to me.
So she makes these little embroidered cutie mark patches for putting on bags or whatever. And she made one for Lee Talkar and Peter New, and they put theirs up in the charity auction. And she was asking via the text here if you would like one of Pinkie Pie or Fluttershy.
Yeah, sure. Or which one would I prefer? Is that the question?
Oh, really? I'm sorry.
It's a dude and he's from Florida. I'm sorry, Screwloose.
Yeah, sorry, Screwloose.
I'm getting names mixed up. I've talked to so many people this weekend, so it's. But yes, she would like one.
Yeah. And we can toss this in. Tetra Pony, he usually asks this every time that somebody is in this, but how did you get into the industry?
Oh, how did I get in?
Yes.
Well, you have to come to our next panel. It's all about how to be a voice actor.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's important.
But you've been working on it for a while. I mean, you've been...
Yeah, well, basically, I was born and they just put a microphone in the crib and we're like, start working.
Yeah. I always think that's very interesting when you get there's like a TV show and there's a newborn baby. It's just like, hurry, get him out of here.
Yeah.
We got a TV show or we need a newborn. Let's start pushing them out here.
Well, then you get situations like soap operas where the characters are born as their babies on the show and they continue to be on the show until their late teens. But, wow.
Let's see. See, there's some fun ones.
Why does Fluttershy put up with Angel so much?
That's more of a writing thing.
That's a writing thing.
Well, tell you what, this is another good one, because there's some questions here. People are pulling some specifics of, like, have you seen Friendship is Witchcraft or some of the other fan animations, things like that. Like, if you are, finding out stuff about, keeping track of what's going on with the fandom, I suppose a lot of it is Twitter, because you're based off of that. Do you go or check on anything else related to the fandom?
Well, yeah, I always check out Equestria Daily to, see what's up.
Serial's super happy all of a sudden.
When I'm wondering what's going on. I really love looking at the art that people come up with, drawings, that sort of stuff I really love. I don't watch a lot of videos because it's just... you could spend all your days and all your hours doing that. So
yeah, you can
quick
really
photos
get lost.
and tweets. Like that's why Twitter is great. Is because it's just quick little interactions.
Yeah,
so.
140 characters of this is what I'm doing right now. Look at this cute picture.
Exactly.
Like the craziness that Tara does. Look at me in a swimsuit.
Yeah,
that kind of kind of funny.
Then everybody acts surprised when it's actually a picture of her.
Oh, I didn't come to expect that. How silly, Tara. All right. Oh, actually, Serial had something real quick. All right, here. Come. No, I'm not going to
throw a mic.
No, don't throw a mic. No dropping the mic on this show.
So, I understand that you're a professional. You've been doing this for a very long time, but obviously there might be some days you go into the studio, you just don't feel like doing Pinkie or Fluttershy. How do you deal with that?
Coffee.
the level of coffee depends on which character you need to do that day.
Yeah, it's you just have to psych yourself up, and I'm so lucky that I work with such an incredible cast. And if you're you might be having an off day, you just have such support from Tabitha and Kathy and Ashley and Nicole. We're all in the room together, and you can have someone else psych you up and drink some espresso and.
So how often do you lean on those guys?
Always, yeah, always.
It's very very tight knit in that respect.
Yeah, definitely.
It is one of those things. I've taken like a few classes just because I was interested in things, and it's very much one of those things of, regardless of the day, you drive in, you're a little groggy, you haven't had your coffee, you just kind of have to sit in your car, just do whatever, and just go. All right. Because it's deceptively hard work.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go in and completely sell it 100%, or you're going to have to do it again and again and again. So it's. I did a few things of it, and I'm just like, this is just after a few hours, it's just grueling. But but then after you're done, you're like, but you feel so amazing after a while. It's such a fun creative process to actually do voice acting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it seems like a very very fun thing to do. That's why I did a little search on it. Yeah. Let's see. I think we're about rolling down on this, and as I said, I don't want to keep you too long here. I know you do have another panel that you do need to get to. Is there any particular projects you're working on besides the bicycle charity that's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other projects that you have working on right now?
Yeah, I'm working on Maya the Bee, which is a remake of the cartoon that you may have heard of before.
That was So Nickelodeon, but it was also not Woody.
I know it was European.
Jason worked on that one, didn't he?
May have. I'm not entirely certain myself.
Well,
the people in the chat will start yelling at us.
Yeah.
Well, I'm working on that, and I'm also working on a new Pac-Man series.
Oh yes, I noticed that.
I'm really
it's up on your.
for that.
It's up on your IMDb now. I noticed
Is
that.
it?
How delightfully retro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Very cool.
So very cool. Well, we'll go ahead and cut it here. I want to go ahead and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
It is always a pleasure.
And thanks for your questions, everyone.
We really do appreciate the time.
Yes, it is.
Thank you so much.
We love what you do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
okay,
thank you very much.
Walk away.
Yeah, you can go ahead. You can totally do this. You can feel free. There's the camera if you want to go ahead and wave and everything to the crowd. You are more than willing.
If you want a snack, we've got snacks.
Yep. Go ahead and sneak away. Just give you a little bit of time on that.
So yes, all the people are saying bye.
Everyone is catch you on. Have a good day, Andrea. They're all saying smile, 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 and.
My bum's still in the shot.
Not too much. You're all right.
Oh, I love the Fluttershy bag.
Oh.
Yeah, that's something kind of neat. Yeah, you do have a Fluttershy bag, like.
Yeah, I do.
Gave across to you. All right, yeah, her little bag that was given to you, the little yay bag. Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Andrea.
Well, thank you both very much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Have a very good day.
See you on down the road.
Yep.
And yes, email me both.
Yep. Right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Andrea.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh,
All right. 3, 2, 1. Freak out now. Whee! I say that went pretty well.
Yeah.
That went really
well. Spaghetti on the floor.
I got an agent card. Zero's happy.
I said
screen grab,
hi
screen
to
grab,
her.
screen grab.
I just know the information's on the back.
Yeah, I know. All right, that's cool. And supposedly in just a little bit, we're going to have all the CMCs come up. So
how many viewers we got so
we will
far?
have all of the mics taken up.
What's the view count?
The viewer count.
Yeah.
Viewer count is only 153. So
Really? On EQD, it's only.
That's weird.
No.
Weird.
That's fine. That's completely cool with me.
Well, okay.
And
If
we've
all the
got-
mics are going to be taken, I guess I can have questions.
Yeah, and that was about 25 minutes, so that's good. Yeah, wanted to make sure she's busy and trying to make sure she gets to all these panels. So the last thing I wanted to do is have an agent that goes.
Yeah, that went well.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Hey, we can be concise when we need to. We just really like talking otherwise.
Yeah.
So that guy was Libman and Tabitha's agent.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got that.
Corral anyone else?
I think it's only those two.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
Like
if I'm right, I can toss you the card I have, and that way we can confirm. This is where the show gets less interesting.
Yeah, well, this is where we have to...
We start tossing business cards at each other and comparing notes.
This is how the magic happens, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit of hard work. Got to talk to the right people at the right times.
Exactly the same.
Okay. Cool. So, you are not Gambit. That is correct. Ugh.
I could have just kind of...
All right. Cool. So we both. Yay! We can try and use these business cards to get other people on the show. Yay! What was that? Oh yeah, PK eating the mic picture. Yeah.
I think somebody did a drawing, actually, if you scroll up. Did somebody do a drawing for this?
You know what? Microphones are delicious.
Show me the drawing.
Is it this one?
Don't even judge
Show
me.
Cereal the drawing. I'm Cereal.
Aw, we'll make sure Tetra.
We'll make sure she gets that.
Yeah, we'll make sure
Did
she
Tetra
gets
do
that. Yep, Tetra.
Tetra,
pick.
I think that's the first
on.
human I've ever seen
Yeah,
you
I've
draw.
never seen you draw a
I've never
human
seen you
before.
do a human before.
Hold on, let me. There we go.
Wow.
Drawn AC humanized? Well, he's
Oh, he does, but he puts like this terrible like mustache on top of me because if it really just what?
Oh, I see another PK.
There's another XL hedge. Ponies dig giant robots.
UC-77. Let's see.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Drawing Relix. Okay, there's that one.
Okay.
We will make sure that we send that along.
Yeah,
For Andrea.
Tetra, you're the best.
You are
There's
awesome,
another one.
Tetra.
The
What's
best
this?
Tetra. Literally all the Tetra.
Fluttershy Ravaged Laserbeak. Work in progress.
Let's see. Do.
Two smiley faces.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on here.
It's a Dropbox being.
She's staring down the Predacons.
Oh ho. Oh, it's Squeak.
That's very cute.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so yeah, before we start cheering viewers, which I already have at 140, we will have the CMCs in just a little bit. Supposedly they're going to be coming down after their panel, so we might have to just jabber on for a little bit until we get them.
Back a jabber.
We certainly can. Come on,
Cider.
go ahead and get yourself back up here.
No, there's too many people in the stream.
Cereal is part of the witness
Serial, you
protection
were on
program.
screen for a
I know,
really
I was
long
on screen.
time.
But hey, we got to talk to Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie.
That's totally cool.
Since Nicole and Tara both have a history of voice acting in video games, I was wondering if Andrea was ever approached about that.
Should have asked the question.
Should have asked.
Well, I didn't know if it was...
Too late.
Relevant, you could.
I see yet another PK's best pony, and I'm inclined to agree.
I'm going to stuff this guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be more assertive.
All right, and we have cool things.
Yes, we do. But first, we have 5-star iTunes bronies. We want to thank all of our awesome people who leave us reviews on iTunes when they listen to the show. This is particularly for the U.S., the U.S. listing, but you are always welcome to do it no matter where you're from. Thank you very much, because we have 707 iTunes ratings at this point, and I am giving much love to 5 Iron Brony, Ben York, Sally Goodrich, Random Fan Philly 408, Daniel 800, Kay Dashy, Gary Randall, Bob Rocks Potatoes, Jared Barton, Alvarado Martinez, Wonder Whale, Christopher Witherspoon, and Tiger Wind Twin Blade. All right, and I'm getting the final little message that's telling me that I am critically low on battery. 5 minutes remaining, so let's do this. My one cool thing, I'm giving you a link to Lyra Heartstrings. Lyra Heartstrings is a new community site done by the Derpy Hooves News guys that focuses completely on music. So if you want to find out the newest music or PMVs or anything like that, oh god, my laptop just shut down. Lyra Heartstrings. Oh no. Oh boy. Oh well.
They might be able to hear me still.
They might. You know what? They can hear me.
Well, yeah. Just
Here,
because
give
your
it.
laptop shut
Yeah.
doesn't mean they stopped.
Yeah, it hears me. So let me take this. I'll do Sandy's. I'm so sorry, Sandy. Let me pull up the doc and I'll finish yours. Well, it truly is a one pony show this time. By the way, I also got a direct message from Peter New. He wants to be on our show. Squee. All right, let me pull this up. All right, so I shook his hand several times. He's a very nice man. He even sat in on our on one of our panels at Everfree Northwest. He hung out and he
The one I wasn't at because I had to stay and watch the tape.
correct. Hey, don't give me that finger. That's mean. No. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what Sandy has. And Sandy has Cyril Ruffus Gangnam Style, an English metal version. And I checked that out. And, okay, Sandy, this is a little weird because it's literally Gangnam Style metal with a guy wearing a Brony shirt. You're going to have to tell me in the chat if there's, particularly more to it or something like that. But it is definitely a guy dancing around and being all silly and doing a metal version of the exceedingly popular Gangnam Style video that is out there on YouTube. Let's see. I don't know if he's going to type anything. Sandy did also list one extra little thing here. He has something very special for you out there who wish to donate across to us because we did come back from a convention and we're always looking to get some money, be able to go to new conventions, be able to provide you new things. So what we want to do is we have a little contest for you. We need your dosh. We need bills. We need cash. So what we'd like to do is we want you to go over to the Bronyville site, donate $5 to us over there on the right-hand side of the site at BronyvillePodcast.com or BronyShow.com. If you do, we'll pick a winner next week. And Sandy has a fan favorite Zecora that he is going to give away to one lucky pony who donates across to us $5. So please go across to the site, donate $5, donate more if you feel that we deserve it for this awesome show that we do. But yes, if you are interested in getting one of the hard-to-get fan favorite Zecoras, go over to BronyShow.com, BronyvillePodcast.com, donate across to us, and one of you will win a fan favorite Zecora. And that wraps us up for this particular show. I want to thank you all for joining in. I want to thank Starry for not slapping at me this whole episode like she is right now. I want to thank Sandy, even though he can't be here because my laptop is derpy. And I want to thank all of you for listening in. I want to thank Andy for jumping in and talking about the comic book. That sounds awesome. So that is super cool. But let me go through this rundown. You can go over to BronyShow.com or BronyvillePodcast.com. Leave us an email over at Bronyville@gmail.com. Next week we'll probably do a whole bunch of emails. So let's do this. You should join us roughly every Saturday on the channel you are listening to right now for a bunch of you. Noon Pacific Daylight Time, Justin TV, Bronyville Podcast. Leave us an iTunes reviews. We'll talk about your awesome name and say how great you are. You can listen to the show on Celestia Radio every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 11 p.m. UTC. My Twitter name is Bronyville and Chef's is Chef Sandy. We have meetup groups of Bronies of Northern California and the North Texas Bronies. And it appears that Sandy Andy is going to be attending the Brony Fan Fair, so you can go over to that. Links to all these are present in the show notes. And that's it. That's actually episode number 70 for us. And we will go ahead and catch you folks next week for more pony. Till then, sleep well, every pony. Adios.
You're stupid.
No, you're stupid. Be quiet, you. I'm Chef Sandy. I'm a cowboy.
Oh, yeah, he's a cowboy.
Sure is.
Hush, now, girls, won't you settle down? Nighttime is scary this far out of town. Creatures are stirring. Won't you agree? It's been long since sunset on the Everfree, and she'll sing you a song. Your 3 not quiet angels, a lullaby for 1, 2, 3. Despises and think of the good things tomorrow for 3. You don't have to worry about who you're supposed to be. She'll sing you a song. Your 3 not quiet angels, a lullaby for 1, 2, 3. When you dream all together, all for one, like 3 mud-drained streams. Don't it feel like it will last forever? Sewn up like a well-stitched seam. Softball bed. Tomorrow's adventures are the greatest kind. Who you'll be is yours to decide. She'll say